Good morning, everybody. Today we're headed to the vet with Bandit for a follow-up appointment. He has a few issues that we have to have them check out, and so we wanted to get some more information from the vet and find out more about what's happening before we share everything with you guys, so we know everything before we like jump the gun. But yeah, so that's where we're headed right now. Who's ready for a fun car ride with a baby and a dog? All right, so we're at the vet. I had to get out of the car to take Bandit over to them. That's why I'm wearing the mask.
But we didn't go inside.
Right.
They picked him up like right at the, right outside the little awning here.
So now we just wait to hear back from them, and the doctor will actually call us in the car and tell us everything that we need to know.
So we just let the baby out of the car seat while we're waiting, and he is being very silly. But I just hope Bandit's doing okay in there.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that really stinks about all this is that we can't go in.
Right.
And that's making me a little bit anxious and a little bit nervous.
Yeah, like how's he doing?
I just want to make sure, because normally we would be in the room with him, and you know, it's just, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's doing okay. We've been going to this vet for literally a decade, so I know that he's getting good care, but I just wish that we were in there with him.
Right. Hey guys, just wanted to turn on the camera and give you guys a little update on Bandit, because a lot of people were asking how his vet appointment went. So this isn't going to be a normal video, it's just going to be kind of like an update on what's happening.
Yeah, so we took Bandit to the vet just a couple of days ago, and then we had a follow-up appointment the very next day he had some blood work done. We were just noticing, actually you guys were asking oh, where's Bandit? How's Bandit? And and we were realizing, Bandit's been sleeping so much lately.
Right.
It's sometimes when you see something every day, it's hard to notice a big change. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he, even right now, he's just sleeping.
Right.
And so we were like, wow, he really is sleeping quite a bit. We also noticed that he wasn't eating his food as much, as he wasn't as excited about his food as he normally had been. And
we were just thinking maybe he was getting tired of the flavor of it, because the food that he's on is not a very exciting food. It's a very bland food. Because
a couple years ago, which if you guys have been watching for a few years, you might remember that Bandit was having some major gastrointestinal issues. We had him tested for cancerous polyps, I guess, cancerous growths in his backside, and he ended up being on a ton of medication. We actually thought we were going to have to put him down a couple of years ago, and we ended up opting to go for the just the treatment route. And it ended up working. It was a miraculous recovery, where he was on a steroid, a high dose steroid, for about 2 years, and that was something that we knew was going to affect his other organs.
Right.
Because you can't just be on a high dose steroid for a long time and it not affect other parts of your body. So we knew that we were buying some time by putting him on this medication that was a bit risky. And I think now it's finally catching up to him. Right.
So, like you said, he's been sleeping a lot. He hasn't been eating as much, and he has a hard time going outside to go to the bathroom because his cataracts have gotten so bad that the sunlight, when it hits the cataracts, it makes it seem like there's just a huge white wall in front of him. And so he gets scared, and so he's been reluctant to go outside, which I think is kind of sort of exacerbating him not eating. So he doesn't want to eat because he knows that he can't go outside, that sort of stuff.
We've also been noticing a bit of a strange happening with his legs. So it's almost as if his legs are maybe not as strong in the back as they used to be.
Right.
So that's also been tough for him, I think.
So another thing that's been happening is he's been throwing up kind of frequently.
So that's actually what kind of started this whole process of the vet appointments and all of this. Was he was not eating as much as we knew that he should be eating, and as much as he had been eating. He was always very excited for his food, and it was just hard to get him to eat. So we were trying to entice him with chicken broth and just any way that we could get him to eat his food and also get him to stay hydrated.
Right.
And then he would throw the food up. And so this happened kind of quickly, where just over the last week, this started. And so it was kind of scary that it is scary that his health seemed to deteriorate so quickly when he was doing so well for so long.
Right.
So we made an appointment to go to the vet, and now is also a scary time as far as like going places.
Right.
And I was worried that we weren't going to be able to see the vet. I just wasn't sure with the virus and everything, like how they were, what their protocol was. So we took him to the vet, and the doctor did some blood work, and the blood work came back that he is between stages 3 and 4 of kidney failure.
Right.
And we don't really know what that means as far as his, how much time he has left. And this is a hard video to make because we don't want to put out sad content. That's like not,
right.
That's not what we want to do. And
right.
that's not what you guys expect from us. But at the same time, like, this is what we're dealing with right now. And because we put up a video every day, it's hard to not talk about this. This is what's going on in our lives.
Right. So to give you guys a little bit of perspective on between 3 and 4 of kidney failure, 4 is the highest that it goes.
Yeah, that's the final stage of kidney failure. And that basically would just mean that we would need to put him down.
Right.
And I talked to the vet about it. I asked, like, is he in pain? I just want to make sure that we're making the right choice by the route that we're going. So right now, he's not quite at stage 4. He's in between stage 3 and 4, which to me means that there's hope.
Right.
That maybe he could get better.
Right.
But when I talked to the vet, that wasn't necessarily the outcome that he was explaining to me.
But at the same time, he still prescribed things for him. He wasn't just like, no turning back now. He's like, let's try, and we've got 5 medications that he's on right now.
He prescribed him anti-vomiting, anti-nausea, an antacid, just things to help him keep his food down, because right now he needs to eat.
Right.
Like, he needs to keep his food down. He also put him on a special food for like a kidney diet. And I think that the problem that we're running into is that this morning, sorry, I don't want this to be a sad video. That's not what I want this to be. I want this to be like an informative video, but it's hard because it is sad.
Right.
But this morning he got very sick.
Right.
And that's something that the doctor said that we need to be aware of is he keeping his food down? Is he vomiting? Is he having diarrhea issues? These are things that we need to keep an eye on. And if they get worse, that means that he is getting worse.
Right. And the part that made this morning bad was that he threw up twice this morning. And the second time he hadn't eaten food yet. So that means that he either was throwing up food left over from last night, or I don't know what else it could be.
It was more of a, he was more throwing up kind of bile the last few days, which, I don't know, that's not good. Like, that's never good.
Right.
So, right now we put in a call to the vet. The vet's in surgery. So we're just trying to wait and see. Bandit's okay right now. He's asleep. He's not in any pain. He's just,
he was actually kind of like, after he threw up this morning, then he like slept a little bit and got up, and he was hungry. He went over and he ate his food. Mm-hmm. And then he kind of like pranced around a little bit. He was happy, excited, and then now he's just asleep after that.
It's just it's confusing because it's not a consistent behavior.
Right.
He is not. There are times when he's happy, like the other day, he was playing with his toys.
Right.
So there are moments where he is like normal, where he's not showing signs of like being ill.
Right.
And then there are moments where you can very much tell that he's not himself and that something is going on.
Right.
So that is what gives me a little bit of hope that there is possibility that he could, it could turn around a little bit, because he still has good moments.
Right.
Another thing that you guys may not know if you haven't been watching for a while, but he is he 16?
16, yeah. He's at least 16. We got him in 2004.
So we rescued him. We're not totally sure of his age, but we know that he's at least 16.
Right.
So, he's up there in years, and that was one thing that the vet said is, we're waiting on some other test results right now. So he had his blood work done, and then he had another urinalysis and some other testing done. We need to wait and see if we need to do an ultrasound to see if the kidney failure is degenerative, if this is something that has to do with age. And if it does have to do with age, then there is nothing that we can do. This is just his body is breaking down.
Right.
If it is kidney stones or it's some other infection that's leading to kidney failure, then there's a possibility that we could do some sort of treatment to prolong his life.
Right.
But then we run into the thought of, are we prolonging his life? Is that hurting him?
Right.
And I don't know.
He doesn't seem like it's hurting him. Like he's not like acting like he's in any sort of pain.
Well, and that's one thing.
Except for when he goes outside in the sunshine, which is definitely hard.
Right, and that's with his cataracts. There's just no way that we can. That's why we got him the doggy goggles. That's why, like, we'll take a UV umbrella out with him so that he has like some sort of like shade barrier. It's just hard. It's just hard.
Right.
Everything is just tough right now with him. And I did ask the vet, and I think I already mentioned this, but I can't remember. Is he feeling pain? Like, can you tell me what he might be feeling? And the vet said that he's not feeling pain, but he is, he's just going to be tired. Like, he's definitely going to be very tired.
Right.
And he is. That is something that he's, like the behavior that he's displaying is he's just sleeping a lot.
Right. Which is scary.
It definitely is scary, and I feel like, I don't know, I think we are just making this video. You guys are probably like, why are you making this video? And I think we're making this video just so that we can talk it through ourselves.
Right.
But also so that if something does happen, that we're not just springing bad news on you.
Right.
Because we don't know what's going to happen. And It doesn't feel like it's going to be a good outcome.
No.
We're still, like I said, we're still waiting on a call back from the vet. He's in surgery right now, and then we will have a better idea of what the next step is. We're going to do as much as we can. We're in a position that we are so grateful to be in because we can go ahead with treatment. We can go ahead with medication. I just think that we're really lucky in that respect that we can do as much as we possibly can.
Right. And I think one of the other things that's scary about the situation is the vet prescribed 2 weeks worth of stuff, like 2 weeks worth of medicine.
Right.
And that to me seems like that's his timeline.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, if we only have 2 weeks, I just want to make sure that he is as comfortable and as happy as he can be.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that we are giving him as much of our time as we can. I think that this is just going to hopefully you guys will understand that there may be days in the coming weeks where we might not upload.
Right.
And that's another thing that makes me sad is that we get so many comments that are like, I'm so happy you guys are uploading every day. You're a place of like, you're a constant for me. And I know that it's like a spot of like stability. I know you're going to have a video and, it's a happy place. And I feel so guilty.
Right.
Being sad.
Right.
And like not putting out a happy video today and possibly missing uploads, in the near future. And that's something that,
especially like now,
right,
like nowadays.
Yeah, I just think like this whole pandemic and
it's a tough time.
I think losing a pet is tough, but to lose a pet right now is just, it's really hard, to deal with any kind of grief or loss is hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Bandit's just been such like a big part of our lives and our family that
and also like there's a big unknown because when we go to the vet, like we've taken him to the vet twice now during this, and like we stay in the car while he goes inside and gets checked out.
Yeah, so we're not even there with him, and I don't even know what's going to happen if we do have to put him down.
That's what I was saying.
Like,
yeah.
If we can be there, and that's another thing that's really sad because, like, I don't want that to be the case.
I know.
So, I don't know. I don't want this to be a sad video, and it already is a sad video, and I'm really sorry. It's just that this is what's happening, and we just want to be upfront with you guys, and we want you guys to know what we're feeling and what we're dealing with and why we might miss a few vlogs, and we don't want you guys to worry and we don't want you guys to be sad. But I do feel bad that we are not going to be consistent.
Right.
And I don't want that to affect anybody.
Right. But we are going to try our hardest, I think. So we hope you guys understand. Sorry that this is I don't know, that this is the video that we're putting out.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for being there for us, you know, and we're going to try our best to still be here, but it just might be a little bit difficult right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't really know how to end this video, other than just, you know, if you guys have any like pets or like furry family members, or you know, like give them a hug for us.
Yeah.
We definitely, I don't know, it's just sad. We're just having a hard time.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with the live show.
Yeah, I'm also putting a video up on my channel that I filmed before all of this, so that might seem like might seem a little bit strange as far as like the tone of that video, because I was happy, but it was before all of this, so
right.
Hopefully you guys understand that. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing a live show. Hopefully we'll have some more info from the vet that we can give to you guys, like another update.
So I know that we just ended the video, but we did just get a call back from the vet, and they suggested that we bump up one of the nausea medications to 3 times a day, and to stop using the antibiotic for 24 hours, because the antibiotic could be a thing that's causing him to vomit.
Yeah, he seemed to get sick right after he took the antibiotic, so that actually makes me feel a little bit better, knowing that there's another reason for him being sick.
Right.
Other than just the kidney failure.
Right.
So that gives me a little bit of hope. So that's good. But we're going to just continue to monitor his reaction to like the different medication doses and all of that now. And then if we have to give him another antibiotic, a different one, then that'll be the next step.
Yeah.
So I don't think that this is going to cure him. I think this is just going to prolong his life for a little bit. So we're still
kind of hopeful, at least, but
I think that we are still being realistic, and we're still getting ourselves ready for a sad time.
Right.
So there's hope, but I think it's more so hope that he might be around just a little bit longer, but you know, we're not unrealistic.
Right.
So
just wanted to give you guys a quick update, because that's just happened. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow.